Hello students, I am Raman Gupta from Government College Bara. In this video, we'll study a famous poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge who belongs to romantic period of literature or a trend which is called romanticism. So let's begin. S.T. Coleridge or Samuel Taylor Coleridge was born on 21st October 1772 at Ottery St. Mary, Devon in Great Britain. In England, he was born and died on 25th July 1834 at the age of 61. His occupation was of poet, critic, and philosopher. He was poet, critic, and philosopher also. As I have told you earlier, that he belongs to romantic period and romanticism. The notable poems or the works written by him are The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Kubla Khan, which is an incomplete poem written by him, Christabel, conversation poem, Biographia Literaria. The remarkable characteristic of S.T. Coleridge is the exercise of supernatural element in his poems. He mingles supernaturalism with naturalism, which creates a different and unique effect on the readers. We'll study it in detail. The name of his spouse was Sarah Fricker, and he had 4 children: Hartley Coleridge, Brackerley Coleridge, Sarah Coleridge, and Derwent Coleridge. Though this is not very much important, but it can be asked somewhere in some objective type questionings. That's why I have told you. Okay. Throughout his adult life, Coleridge had crippling bouts of anxiety and depression. It has been speculated that he had bipolar disorder, which had not been defined during his lifetime. He was physically unhealthy, which may have stemmed from a bout of rheumatic fever and other childhood illnesses. He was not healthy, he was suffering with different diseases. He was treated for these conditions with laudanum, which fostered a lifelong opium addiction. For getting relief from these diseases, he had started taking opium, which made him addicted of taking this. So next point we will study is early life and education of Coleridge. Coleridge's father was the Reverend John Coleridge, the well respected vicar of St. Mary's Church, Ottery St. Mary, and was headmaster of the King's School, a free grammar school established by King Henry VIII, 1509 to 1547 in the town. He had previously been master of Hugh Square's school in South Molton, Devon, the lecturer of nearby Moreland. After the death of John Coleridge, In 1781, Samuel was sent to Christ's Hospital, a charity school which was founded in the 16th century in Greyfriars, London, where he remained throughout his childhood, studying and writing poetry. At this school, Coleridge became friends with Charles Lamb, the Prince of Essays, who is known as the Prince of Essays, Charles Lamb, a schoolmate, and studied the works of Virgil and William Leslie Bowles. In one of a series of autobiographical letters written to Thomas Poole, Coleridge wrote, "At 6 years old, I remember to have read Belisarius, Robinson Crusoe, and Philip Quell, and then I found the Arabian Nights Entertainments, one tale of which, the tale of a man who was compelled to seek for a pure virgin, made so deep an impression on me. I had read it in the evening while my mother was mending stockings, that I was haunted by spectres whenever I was in the dark, and I distinctly remember the anxious and fearful eagerness with which I used to watch the window in which the books lay, and whenever the sun lay upon them, I would seize it, carry it by the wall, and bask and read." So, these were the original words from Philip Quell. Hmm? In 1791, from 1791 to 94, Coleridge attended Jesus College, Cambridge, and in 92 he won the Brown Gold Medal for an ode that he wrote on the slave trade. In December 1793, he left the college and enlisted in the 15th, the King's Light Dragoons, using the false name Silas Tomkin Cumberbatch. So, students, remember these keywords as the false name used by him, or this kind of facts are generally asked in objective type questionings. So, remember these things very well. Perhaps because of that, or because the girl that he loved, Mary Evans, had rejected him, his brothers arranged for his discharge a few months later under the reason of insanity, and he was readmitted to Jesus College, though he would never receive a degree from the university. About his marriage, Sarah Coleridge was his wife. So nothing is more required in this point. So we'll not study extra points which are not required for us. So yes, the next point we will study is poetry. Coleridge is one of the most important figures in English poetry. His poems directly and deeply influenced all the major poets of the age. He was known by his contemporaries as a meticulous craftsman who was more rigorous in his careful reworking of his poems than any other poet. And Southey and Wordsworth, these are the well known names, students, so remember them. There's all these are connected with each other, they all were friends. Southey and Wordsworth were dependent on his professional advice. His influence on Wordsworth is particularly important because many critics have credited Coleridge with the very idea of conversational poetry. The idea of utilizing common, everyday language to express profound poetic images and ideas, for which Wordsworth became so famous, may have originated almost entirely in Coleridge's mind. It is difficult to imagine Wordsworth's great poems, The Excursion or The Prelude, ever having been written without the direct influence of Coleridge's originality. As important as Coleridge was to poetry as a poet, he was equally important to poetry as a critic. His philosophy of poetry, which he developed over many years, has been deeply influential in the field of literary criticism. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Christabel, and Kubla Khan. These were the most important poems which we have to study, not here but in the coming classes. Only Christabel is prescribed for our syllabus, which is a poem which deal with supernatural element. Coleridge is arguably best known for his longer poems, particularly the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is a very long poem of about 600 lines. And Christabel, even those who have never read the Rime have come under its influence. Its words have given the English language the metaphor of an albatross around one's neck. The quotation of water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Water, water everywhere, but there is no drop to drink. So, this quotation is very important. When you will study this poem in the coming classes, you will find the beauty of this poetry. Almost always rendered as but not a drop to drink, and the phrase a sadder and a wiser man, usually rendered as a sadder but wiser man. The phrase all creatures great and small may have been inspired by the rhyme. He prays best who loves best. Students, the th is pronounced as s. In the Old English, s in place of s they used th. So we'll not study it as, will not read it as prayeth. It will be pronounced as prays best, who loves best. All things both great and small, for the dear God who loves us. He made and loves all. Christabel is known for its musical rhythm, language, and its Gothic tale. Kubla Khan, or A Vision in a Dream, a fragment, although shorter, is also widely known. Both Kubla Khan and Christabel have an additional romantic aura because they were never finished. Stopford, Stopford Brooke characterized both poems as having no rival due to their exquisite metrical movement and imaginative phrasing. 1965, M.H. Abrams wrote a broad description that applies to the conversation poems. The speaker begins with a description of the landscape, an aspect or change of aspect in the landscape evokes a varied by integral process of memory, thought, anticipation, and feeling, which remains closely interwalled with the outer scene. In the course of this meditation, the lyric speaker achieves an insight, faces up to a tragic loss, comes to a moral decision, or resolves an emotional problem. Abrams' essay has been called a touchstone of literary criticism. As Paul Magnuson described it in 2002, Abrams credited Coleridge with originating what Abrams called the greater romantic lyric, a genre that began with Coleridge's conversation poems and included Wordsworth's Tintern Abbey, Shelley's stanzas written in dejection, and Keats' Ode to a Nightingale, and was a major influence on more modern lyrics by Matthew Arnold, Walt Whitman, Wallace Stevens, and W. H. Auden. About his religious beliefs. Although his father was an Anglican vicar, Coleridge worked as a Unitarian preacher between 1796 and 1797. He eventually returned to the Church of England in 1814. His most noteworthy writings on religion are lay sermons, aids of reflection, and the Constitution of Church and State. Coleridge was also a theologian. His writings include discussions of the status of Scripture, the doctrine of the fall, justification and sanctification, and the personality and infinity of God. A key figure in the Anglican theology of his day, his writings are still regularly referred to by contemporary Anglican theologians Morris, Hart, Robertson, Westcott, and Erskine. Now about his collected works. Though he has written many works, many great poems and other works, but the most important works written by him are lectures on politics and religion, lay sermons 1972, Biographia Literaria 1983 in 2 volumes. This is much important, very much important. Biographia Literaria, students, remember this. This is a critical work of criticism written by him, in which he writes about language, diction, and everything, and it is very important for us. Biographia Literaria, aids to reflection, Table Talk 1990 in 2 volumes, and Political Works in 6 volumes. So this is all about S.T. Coleridge. In the next video, we'll study the poem Christabel, a long poem written by S.T. Coleridge, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So, I hope you will find it easy to understand about the poet, because before studying the poem, we have to get some knowledge about the poet or writer. So, I have given some information about him. So, listen to this video and see it well. And if you find any problem or if you have any doubts, you can ask me through different ways. You have WhatsApp group, you have my personal contact number, and through the YouTube comment box you can ask these things. So if you find any problem, you can ask. Thank you and have a nice day.